Good morning, Lockmaster. This is Shanty boat coming from the north, hoping I could pass through this morning.
Southbound photograph. What lock are you calling?
Right above Winona. Is it number 6?
It's 5A. I'll get the chamber ready for you in about 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Great, thank you so much. This one I will only have to wait about 5 minutes, it sounds like, so awesome. Maybe we'll get to float through. Sounds like if you're the only one in the chamber, the only boat in the lock, you can float. That's what the lockmaster just said. I just radioed them, and I asked if I could float, and he responded. I guess there's a guy and a girl in there, is my guess. He said, yeah, if you're the only boat in the chamber, you can float. So I'll just assume that's kind of standard practice for all the locks. So. I gotta figure out a better way to lock through. I mean, I can keep it from hitting the walls when we're floating. It's kind of windy today, as you can see, but I gotta figure out a way to hold the boat midship when that time comes. Well, that was a rough one. With the wind blowing, it was blowing it all over the place. I gotta figure out a better way to do this. The Shanty boat, the Shanty Beagle was easy. This one, not so much. Not alone anyways. And the Beagle's no help. That would be Winona, Minnesota. Kind of a big town. And just reminding you guys, I think this is where Latsch Island is at. The houseboat island. We're gonna find out. We're meeting a barge en route here. I think I'll just cut inside the cans and give him all of the channel. I think this is what they're talking about. These are true houseboats, like emphasis on the house. Yeah, what a cool lifestyle. I will find whatever information I can find about this little island community, houseboat community. I'll link it below, guys, just so you know. I can't even really step out on the deck. I'm tied to the wheel at the moment because I'm going right into really stiff wind, and if the boat would start turning sideways, it'd get loose real quick. So, but yeah, some of these are like works of art. They remind me of, like, you know, little hippie houses, you know, from back in the day, 60s and 70s. And I think this is the old railroad bridge that stops on the other side of the island, so it doesn't go all the way to town. And I see people riding their bicycles and stuff on it. We're gonna go under it here in a second. And the wind is just screaming today. Almost 5 feet of water. If I could get into that little spot right there, that's protected. I'll ease up in there and check it out. So far, so good. I'm surprised no one lives right in this corner. Maybe it's not allowed. Wow, this is a little bucket list thing. Always wanted to see this houseboat community on Latsch Island. And here we are. There's lots of them. It is really windy today. I mean, some gusts are just, well, I'm so glad I have a 60 horse on the back of the barge here. A lot of people over the years, I shouldn't say a lot, but some people have, said to me, "Oh, you have too much horsepower. You're wasting gas." That's never been how it works for me. I've always, there's times where, like, for example, we had to turn against the wind and come up about a mile to try to get up in this little cove here. I couldn't have done it with much less than, probably a 40 horse and a 50 horse would have done it, but much less than a 40. And I don't, honestly, if the barge started turning sideways, it would have caught the wind and I would not have been able to correct against it. So I am really glad to have this motor on the back. And, if you're building a shanty boat and you hear folks saying, "Oh, you only need a 9.9 or you only need a 15 or something." I mean, well, it'll get the job done if you're going always down river and you're never going against the current. Then, people have drifted it. The Hubbards back in their day doing the shanty boat and writing the book, they didn't even have power on their boats. So, it's a very relative thing. But in this modern age, if you want to kind of go wherever you want and turn against the current and fight against the wind or both sometimes, I would just say get the most horsepower you think you can handle on your boat. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening. Load up. Good girl.
And one day, when Buddy was old enough, I made him my own personal apprentice.
Good morning, guys and gals. Figured I'd turn the phone on again and show you guys what's going on this morning. We're in Winona, Minnesota, where the Latsch Island is at. Here, I'll just turn the phone around for a minute and show you guys. I got this fisherman going by. I hear they're kind of sick of the, well, there's a clash. You know, there's people that like the houseboats, and then there's people that don't. But yeah, this is a beautiful spot. You can see all the fall colors. It's very shallow in here. I just kind of pulled up and threw the anchor on the shore. And it's been great. Making some breakfast. Always got to have potatoes and eggs on board. Let's go peek outside and see what's going on, what kind of day we're going to have. It's chilly. It's probably high 30s right now, but inside the boat is great. I'm so glad I insulated as well as I did. That right there is called an old carriage bridge. We might go walk on that today. We did a little exploring in town. Here, I'll turn the phone back around. We did a little exploring in town yesterday. We went and got some supplies and gave Wavey a nice walk. I love it when I bring her back to the boat and she's so pooped she just crawls up on the bed and sleeps for like 3 hours. I did my job. But she's getting kind of old. She's middle-aged now. She's like 7 years old. So, but yeah, lots of nice little churches. Not even little. Like some, you'll see. I'll show you some pictures. Some beautiful churches. Neat town. Kind of collegey. It's not a college vibe going on there. There is a college, Winona State. But yeah, and then got all the houseboaters here. So I don't know. I figure we've mostly seen enough of it, and we got such a long way to go, and winter's coming. So I know I keep saying that, but this week has been kind of a bonus of like 50s and 60s, and I see on the weather forecast it's going to be dropping down to the 40s and the 30s. So, you know, we should keep moving. But okay, guys, enough yapping. As always, I'm going to keep making my breakfast here, and we will continue on with the adventure. So please stay tuned. If I would have brought a jet boat, I'd be in Florida by now. You know, now that we've been on this trip for about a week, and we left basically mid-October, I was thinking we were leaving really late. I had a lot of anxiety. You know, I was feeling like, you know, we were leaving too late and waiting too long. But now that we're out here on the river, and I'm seeing all the fall colors basically just peeking before our eyes. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're coming around a bend here, and there's bluffs and hillsides that are just on fire with orange and yellow and still some green, and then occasional little patches of red. And it's absolutely beautiful. There really is nothing more beautiful than fall colors in the places that have it. New England, the Midwest. I suppose there's other places too. There's nothing more beautiful. It's hard to explain. It's just I find myself daily just like, you know, just turning my head to go look out a window or just to go check on something in the back, and I catch a glimpse of, you know, a hillside or a certain tree, and it's, you know, because some trees pop more than others, you know, and I just stop what I'm doing for a second, and I just look at it. I'm just like, I just can't help it. It's just such a gift. It's such a free gift. It's basically just jarring. Well, I'll speak for myself. It just jars me back into the moment, and it jars me back into reality of what really matters. It's beautiful. It's hard to describe. I don't have the vocabulary. Fall colors. God's creation is amazing. It's a lot of horsepower. Someone told me once it's like 1,000 horsepower or something. Looks like a nice little river town. We're unfortunately not going to be able to go walk around. I can't pronounce it. It's a French word. Tremolou, something like that. Trempalou. I'll put it on the screen. There's not much wind at the moment, so I think we're going to try to float this one. We're the only one in the chamber here, so it was windy yesterday. That's why we were moving all around, but I'm going to try floating. Oh yeah, piece of cake. We're just floating right along. Perfect. Open sesame. Or open sesame. Never get over it. Never gets old. These beautiful bluffs all over this route. And we're coming up on another lock. I think this is lock number 7. It's near I-90. We're in southern Minnesota. And pretty soon, well, we still got a little ways to go, but we're getting pretty close to Iowa, so it's kind of a milestone, I'd say. Alright, I just radioed the lockmaster and he said wait for the green light. Pretty typical. We're getting pretty good at this. Yeah, the locks up here do things a little bit differently than the route we took with the shanty boat Beagle Adventure 5 years ago, which was the Illinois River, and then we caught up with the Mississippi for a while around St. Louis, and a couple other, or maybe they've just changed some of their things, I don't know, but either way, pretty easy. So I see the blinking red light right now, and then we're waiting for the green, and we'll go through. And this is nice and calm here. We can just drift for a while. I can see I-94 on the other side of the lock here. Lockmaster, is it okay if I float in the middle?
Yeah, you can float. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, sir. This is lock number 7. Civilization. Alright guys, so we are in La Crosse, Wisconsin, which is kind of a big city. And I've been looking on the map and I think I've figured out a place we're gonna hang out tonight. But I'm very surprised here. Look at this. There's homeless camps right along the... This is kind of a back channel or a sub-channel of the Mississippi. I will show you on the map. It's kind of more industrial over here. And these guys are living right on... These are like shanty camps. I guess that would do it too if I didn't have a place to live. I mean, this would be a good place to live, I guess. Probably cold in the winter, but yeah, just a little surprised. You don't see a ton of homeless people in the upper Midwest like this. So this is more of an industrial part of town here. There's a quick trip gas station, at least I see it on the map, kind of up here, and there, if I'm looking at the map right, there might be like a little cove to anchor in, and then we go. I should probably get more gas soon. I mean, it's not crucial, but if it's something convenient, this one looks really close to the road, so let's just go up here and see what it's like. And then, hey, we got more houseboats. Got a nice one. Huh, well, look at that. That's a drawbridge. I see a boat, I think, coming down. They're not doing that for me. We're gonna go ahead and... We could probably fit under it without it coming up, but might as well just go for it right now. They opened up for this guy. They're blowing some kind of whistle. I think they're bringing the thing back down. I don't know if it's automated or what, but we got underneath it. No worries. This is cool. This is my kind of scene right here, this like industrial area. I'm gonna slow down here a little bit. Yeah. This is the backwaters of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Wavey, please. You're crazy. You're crazy. All right, guys. There's a quick trip gas station just right up the hill here. I'm gonna grab my cans. Grabbing the cans. Let's go get gas. You're crazy. Are you excited to get off the boat? Every time I fill these 2 cans up, it's coming up to be about 45 bucks. And I'm getting, as far as I can tell, I'm burning about 4 gallons a day. So, well, I'll figure that out. I'll figure out what my gas mileage is. I gotta devise some kind of cart or something for this to make it easier.